Hi, this is Sophie Andreo, and I'm here to give you the first part of our three-part AI workshop. So this is a video summarizing that first part of the workshop. So let's just dive right in. And I'm calling myself a AI coach these days because we're doing so much coaching on AI. So thank you for joining me. So I'm going to be first talking about what is AI, some of the uses of AI, how to set it up, and we'll get into productivity first. And then we'll come back and we'll do some business development. And then we'll come back and we'll do some marketing. Okay, so what is it? So if your company doesn't embrace generative AI this year, you might be gone in 3 years, is what the experts are saying. So I hate to tell you, but you gotta get on the AI train, and you're here, so that's what you're doing. So welcome. So what is generative AI? It's like electricity. When electricity first came out to the public, we weren't sure how to use it way back then. But now, could you imagine life without electricity? So they're kind of saying it's the same thing, which blows me away, right? And then what they're expecting that the reach of AI is going to be over 400 billion by 2027. What do these things mean? That 97% of business owners believe that AI is going to help their business, and that 1 out of 10 cars will be driven by AI, self-driven, in 2030. So there's all these different trends that we can look at. Do they mean anything? Not sure, but I just wanted to share them with you. So what is AI? So it's not Google and it's not Grammarly. So if you ask Google a question on, what are the best sushi restaurants in the area, it's going to give you a list of TripAdvisor and some other things, and uh, some listings directly, some Google listings directly to sushi restaurants. But if you asked it, list the sushi restaurants in the area from least expensive to most expensive, put them in a chart, a 3-column chart with the sushi restaurant name, the second column indicating what its best meal is, perhaps, and the third column what its worst reviews are, maybe the fourth column, a link to its website, and it can actually do that for you. So it thinks differently, and you ask it in human language format, not like you have to ask Google something that has been put into that person's website or into their Google listing for Google to find it and match it to your answers. I always say Google's like a matchmaking system. You have to ask it specifically what you're looking for, and it's going to bring out specifically your answers. Not the case with AI. And it's not Grammarly. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's just Grammarly. I've been using AI for years because I use Grammarly. It's not Grammarly either. Grammarly knows grammar, and it looks at your piece of work, and it knows how to spell, and it will give you those corrections based on what you have given it. It's not AI. It's not thinking for you to look at a paragraph and say, perhaps you would like to make it a little bit more professional. Perhaps you'd like to make this paragraph a summary of the entire piece of work that you've written. So it's not AI. Okay, so that's those two are not AI. So AI it talks like a human, it walks like a human, it learns from your questions. So when you ask AI a question, and then you say, "Okay, I wanted to know about the sushi restaurants," and then you might go back and say, "I'd like to also know what the capacity of these restaurants are." So it's going to come back and tell you that as well. And then it remembers what it asked you, and it tweaks the answers. So if you ask it to write a speech for your upcoming AGM, and you give it the bullets that you want to talk about, and it'll come back with an AGM speech, which is magnificent. And then you may want to ask it to add more information about a certain topic that you forgot to tell it. It's going to add that to the speech. So it's very different than Google. It builds on your question, and it builds on where you tell it you are. So if you say, gather content from Ontario of a certain area, or gather content from the world. I want to know trends in the world. It's going to build on that data. So it builds on large data. We have access to it now. Only in the past, only large companies had access to all that data. So that's really cool. So, whoops. So there are three aspects that I'm going to focus on AI uses. And I'll continue this video talking about productivity. And then I'll create another video on market research and then, or business development, as I call it. And then the final video will be on customer service and sales. Okay. And what you'll notice is even if you're part of the workshop, things have happened and evolved since the workshop. So there'll be a little more current information in this video than even the workshop. Okay, so let's start about productivity. So in productivity, you can ask AI for a checklist on how to, do whatever it is you're doing right now so you don't forget something, which is really cool. I love that. Or you can go to, there's a list, checklistgenerator.ai, which is really cool. And you can look at all the lists that are already available and already formatted. And what I like about these lists is you can look at these lists and then say, okay, I need more information on point number 2 on the checklist. I need to know how to do that. And it'll go in and give you references on how to do it. So it expands. So you might say, yeah, I knew that, but I don't know how to do one aspect. So it's great if you are a new employee working somewhere and you want to get a grasp on how to help, or if you have new employees coming to work for you, it's excellent. Or if you have a new service that you're offering, you want to see what is the industry norm for delivering this service. So it's pretty cool, these checklists. I love checklists. Being an engineer, I find them invaluable, and I loved it when I saw these checklists. So productivity, it's like having a real smart person helping you rewrite what you're doing, wordsmith what you're doing, or just sometimes we look at a blank page and we're trying to create a business plan, or we're trying to answer a client's question, or we're trying to do the descriptions on our website. It does it for us. I mean, you ask it to do it for you. You look at it and you go, wow, that's amazing. And then you tweak it so that it does sound like you, and you tell it, okay, I needed this to be a little more friendly, or I needed your answer to be a little more professional. And so it tweaks it. You ask it to do it again, and I'll show you how you do that. Or you take it and then you enter aspects that might make it sound like you. I call this hybrid AI. It's not my term only. Many use it. I started using it, and then I heard experts using it as well. And what that means is you're not just depending on what the AI reply is, you are also entering your knowledge into that reply. So it's hybrid. I absolutely love using it that way. That's the only way to use it, actually, because you don't want to trust just on the AI. It may have misunderstood your question, or you may have asked it in a way that you forgot a certain element and you need to add it. So always have real smart. So it's like having a real smart person with you all the time. So I'll be talking to you about a couple of different AIs in a second. And Copilot is my favorite AI. Microsoft created Copilot on the first AI, and the first AI is ChatGPT. It came out of a company in California, and they created AI, and then they created ChatGPT for the public, and it's fabulous. And then a number of companies use that as the platform to create their version of user interface for us to use. And Microsoft has done that with something called Copilot. When I did this workshop for you just a few weeks ago, the Copilot was not available to us on the Microsoft Word platform, you had to be using the enterprise version to get access to Copilot. Well, since then, we now have access to Copilot. So it's really powerful in the Microsoft Word platform. You can still use it on its own, like I showed you in the workshop, and I'll be starting off showing you how to use Microsoft Word's Copilot on its own. And I'll be starting off showing you how to use ChatGPT on its own. Very powerful. And if that's all you use, you're going to be absolutely killing it. It'll be perfect. So you can also use it to respond to emails, to create emails. If you want to create an email on a sensitive topic, you can say this is a sensitive topic. Here are the bullets, and it helps you craft the email. It's pretty amazing. You can also create blogs. I love that because blogs in your website. So you have an existing website. So you have an existing website, do you? And you're thinking, how do I get more traffic to my website? So the best way to get more traffic to a website is to create relevant blogs on your website, add these blogs to your website that have keywords that people might be searching for out there, or keyword sentences, those are keyword phrases that AI might be looking for out there, and add them to your blog. And often we want to create a blog and we have we have writer's block because it might get found. And when it gets found, is it written well enough? We're scared of writing blogs. So many companies I know can write a blog and put a blog in their websites for free, and it scares them. So this will write the blog for you. I absolutely love it. This is a big piece that will help your website get found. Use it, use it, use it. And then integrating it into Word, Excel, Zoom, Canva. Canva every day is coming out with another AI tool that might help you. Now, as I just said, they're coming out with these tools daily. So you can find errors when they're creating the output. If it's something that's brand new, it may not have been tested completely. So the output might be doing something odd, answering something that doesn't make any sense. And they call that hallucination. So AI sometimes will have hallucinations. So when you look at that, you kind of just want to ask the question over again, maybe a little differently. So there you go. That's what it is on the productivity side. So what shall we talk about first? As I said, I love this list generator. You go into it and you can see all sorts of different lists that you might be able to use, or you can just go into AI itself and use a list, ask for a list. So this one, if I go back to home and I look at this and I'm thinking, what is this? This is all sorts of different lists. Advertising client intake checklist, reporting and analyzing checklist. This is agriculture checklist, construction checklist, consulting checklist, employee-oriented checklist, a well-designed employee-oriented checklist, to help ensure your new employees receive a comprehensive introduction to the company and their job duties. Well, let's just take a look at this checklist. So this checklist, employee orientation checklist, safety orientation, often we forget that, right? So you should not. And ensure understanding of workplace hazard, review safety policies and procedures if you have them in place, company overview. So you can see these are pretty good checklists, and you're thinking, wow, that's makes me look like a larger company than I am, and it gives me a lot of advice on each one of these. So it's fantastic, right? So it gives you a lot of information that you might not know when you're bringing on an employee for the first time. So you can create your own checklist. So it's pretty cool. So I wanted to share the checklist with you because I just found this very interesting and very useful. And again, you can go home and perhaps you'd like to create your own checklist. You go through here and you go, well, I don't see something I really want in the perhaps tax planning checklist, bookkeeping, accounting checklist. Perhaps you'd like something a little bit different on the checklist. You write it in here and create checklists, and it comes out with the checklist. So that's pretty amazing, right? So I wanted to share that with you. Again, it was checklistgenerator.ai. So I'll show you where to find these and many more in a little bit. So that's magnificent, right? So now I want to go back to my PowerPoint for you. Here we go. So that was that one. When I do this workshop, a lot of people say, yeah, I could use that. Others say, no, it's not something I would use. So that's very individual, but I think it might be worth a look. So when it comes to using AI to ask it a question and get an answer, or ask it to write a blog for you and it comes out with a blog, where do you find this AI we speak of? So there's the Bing or Microsoft Word AI. It's in the browser, the top line of the browser of the Bing search engine. So you just go to the Bing search engine and you see this thing, the symbol at the end. It's now there, and you're able to click on that, and up comes AI. Wow, right? So that is extremely helpful. There's also a link to this. I don't have the link here. I will go out of here and show you the link. There's also the link that you can put in directly, and it will come out with this AI interface for you. So the default it goes to is chat, where you can ask it a question, and you ask the question down here, and then it comes out with the answer within this area. What I love about Copilot is it gives you references, links to where it found its information. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. I just the content it gives you is powerful. And it saves you so much time. It's like having a researcher with you that knows everything. So it goes out, and what I like about it is it does give you links to its sources, so you can check to make sure it's the sources you would actually use. So that's really cool. You can go into dark mode where it's not sharing your content that you're searching for in the results with anyone. So that's kind of cool. You can ask for creative, balanced, or precise responses. So then if you look up here, there's chat, then there's the word compose. That's really a menu up here. If you click on compose, it takes you to this tab. It takes you to this page on Bing Copilot. And this is compose. This is very powerful. And what you're able to do here is ask it to, you want something in professional, a casual tone. This is the tone you want it, enthusiastic, informational, funny, or a tone perhaps that it didn't think of. You can add a tone, and then you tell it what it's looking for. So you tell it that you're looking for perhaps a paragraph, and you click on here, or an email, or just bullets, ideas, or a blog. Brilliant, right? So now you're telling it that you'd like a blog post on perhaps what your company does. Perhaps you'd like to be seen as the knowledge leader, and you would like to have blog posts on perhaps you're a hairdresser and you'd like blog posts on how often to color your hair, or the damage not going to a hairdresser might cause to your hair in coloring your hair yourself. I'm making this up. And so then you write that up there, and then you indicate you want it casual, because I think that should be a casual blog. You indicate that it's a blog, and then you click on generate draft. When you have these filled in, this will light up, so you can click on generate draft. You can say before that, do you want it short, medium, or long in length? And then it comes out with your preview, and you'll be astonished at how beautiful it is. So when you're telling it what to write about, you need to indicate, use keywords that are um, popular in my industry, and let it know what your industry is. So I'm going to share a number of prompts with you that'll help you it'll blow your mind. But you can play with it and use your own prompts, your own questions, they call them prompts up here, and tell it what to write about. So perhaps you've just received a sensitive email and you want to reply to this person that they did not receive the funding they were looking for, or, oh, I need to just hang up on this. And perhaps you received a sensitive email and you'd like advice on how to answer this email. And so you write, I've just received this email about such and such a topic. I'd like to write the reply. I'd like these bullets in the reply. You click on email. Perhaps that one should be professional, and it writes the reply for you. And of course, you use the hybrid method because it may miss certain elements and you add those elements. So this is using Copilot. Now, as I mentioned, and I'll show you, Copilot is built into Word and the Microsoft world. So that's really cool. So over here we have ChatGPT. ChatGPT is the original AI that was created by that company in OpenAI in California. This is what it looks like, ChatGPT. And this is what it looks like I said. And I should show you the link. There's a link directly to go to it because I know some of you were having trouble finding it. So ChatGPT, you download it to your phone as an app or put it on your laptop as an app. I have it in both places. When I sign in with my email and I create an account, it then recognizes it wherever I now sign into. Now I've upgraded and it's $20 a month because I wanted full access to everything ChatGPT has to offer. Upgrading it has been well worth it because it has access to the internet. It's giving me answers that are current as today, as Copilot is giving me answers that are current as today. So and I love that now it's integrated in all of my Microsoft Word family of products, and it's very powerful. So when I gave this workshop, it was not available yet in some of the products, some of the tools that you use, but it's getting more and more available, especially when you upgrade to $20 a month. So I'm going to show you how to use both of these. You click on this and it comes up with a whole bunch of options, a whole bunch of uh, links that you can click on to generate images, generate all sorts of different things that you might want to, or you can go to the place where you ask it a question and it comes out with an answer. So I'll show you both. So when you're asking it a question, you're really asking it, they call it a prompt. The prompt for the instructions, the process for creating a prompt is give it instructions that specifies the specific task or action you want it to perform. So you want it to answer as an email. You want it to answer in bullets. What is the task you want it to answer? Then give it context, guide as to what you are looking for from it. So you want it as perhaps a matrix with columns, perhaps, so we'll give it some more information and then indicate what is the question you're seeking an answer for. What are you actually asking it? And as I said, what type of format are you looking for as an answer? So here is, for example, again, I said Copilot, the prompt goes down here. If you're just asking it a question and you'd like an answer, or the prompt goes up here if you're asking it a question and you'd like it to write something for you. Very cool, right? And then ChatGPT, when you go to that app and you open up the app, whether it's on your computer or it's on your phone, it looks a little different. You're going to find it has all of these things on the left where it says AI, and it's giving you all of these different things. These are things that you have asked it in the past. It saves them for you. I really love that, because if you created an image and you'd like to build on that image, you can click on it and continue. So I really like the way it does that. It's very simple. And what you'll find up here is you can explore on ChatGPT and see all sorts of different uh, trending AI tools that it has to offer you. It blows you away. So, but originally, all I want you to do, or initially, all I want you to do is click on ChatGPT, and you'll see this is looks like a text box, but it opens this up for you and it asks you, how can I help you today? And so it gives you some suggestions on what you could do, but this is where you're going to actually write your question to it, or you're going to ask it to answer an email, or you're going to ask it about, who are my competitors? I'm in such and such an industry, and I'm in London, Ontario, and I'd like to know who my top 4 competitors are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and how I can outperform them. And it gives you back information that it would take you forever to find. It's very powerful. So, and I'll be showing you prompts on that. So this is a prompt, like I said, but we're going to do prompts in the second video. So this is very powerful. Let me just go and show you where you can find this. So here we go. I'm on my desktop, and you can see I have put a shortcut to it over here. And it being ChatGPT comes up with, how can I help you? And whoops, let me move this out of the way. And so I can just ask it a question down here, which would be a prompt. I haven't thought of anything, so let me think of something. You are, and so you're telling it who it is, expert in, let's say, business development. I need to grow my business. I run what do you want to run? A gift store in London, Ontario. I've just expanded to sell a few of my products online. How do I expand further? I probably should tell it what industry I'm in. A gift store. I make handcrafted native art. Let's see, paintings, uh, and carvings. Okay, carvings. Okay, let's see what it says. So normally, there we go. So it comes back right away. Optimize your online store. Let's just go back and see. It's giving you all sorts of ideas, which is amazing, right? Optimize your online store. Your online store is ensure your online store is user friendly, visually appealing, easy to navigate. Use high quality images. That's true. You don't want them blurry. Detailed product descriptions to showcase your handcrafted native. Consider adding customer reviews. That's a great idea to build trust. Improve SEO. Improve your search engine's SEO to increase visibility and drive organic traffic. Use relevant keywords to native art, native handcraft items, your specific products, incorporate them into your website. product descriptions and meta tags. That's very true. Utilize social media. So it gives you content marketing, expand your product range, collaborate with local artists. Love this one. Partner with other local artists, artisans to cross promote each other's products to new audiences. That's fabulous. Attend visual events and markets, offer customized and personalize the artwork, collect and analyze your data. So it gives you some really concrete content as how you might do this. So that is on ChatGPT. So as you can see, I'm in 3.5, which is the free version of ChatGPT. If I wanted to go to the next level and say, who are my competitors in the London area who also are in the same industry, I would have to have ChatGPT 4 because that is online in real time. ChatGPT 3.5 is not real time. It is to the data it understands is up to 2022, the data it sees. So that's why it's free. Pretty amazing though, right? Well, let's go look at the other one, Copilot. And this is where I go here to Bing and it brings up my it brings up my Copilot. So here I'm going to ask it the exact same question. So I'm on chat. So this is where I can ask it a question. If I wanted it to compose a blog or something, I would go to compose. So I'm on chat, which is the default. So I click on this and I type in, I'm going to go back here and copy my original answer because I'd like to see how different they are. Copy this and go back here, paste it, and let's ask this question. So I need to grow my business. I run a store in London. Here we go. So it's coming back with an answer. Expand your gift store, especially the one that offers unique handcrafted. Develop a comprehensive business plan, a well-crafted business plan, and then it gives you a link. Why I like Copilot. It gives you a link to everything it tells you should do. So it's really cool about that, or many of the things it tells you should do. So here it's saying online business, outline your goals, target market, competition. Then it tells you to conduct a market research, understand your customer needs. I love this, right? And so it's giving you content, a place to go to find out how to do that. Strengthen your online presence, invest in a professional website that will showcase your products beautifully. So again, it tells you where to go to figure out how to do that. Or you can come to me through our Tecumseh friends. Utilize your social media platforms, explore online marketplaces. Again, there's at Tecumseh, there's an online marketplace that you should be on. Partner with local businesses to collaborate. Love that. Attend craft shows, offer workshops. That's a great idea. So it gives you different ideas. Implement SEO strategies. You use keywords, so it shows you where you can go to figure out your keywords. Collect customer feedback. Fabulous. So it gives you all the links here and 6 more links. So it gives you some pretty excellent content. And this is all my past content. Remember I said that on ChatGPT, it's got it on the side here. Here, it's now got it on the side, all of my past content that I worked on. And I can go through and delete them if I want. Pretty amazing, right? So I wanted to share those with you. It's powerful, powerful, powerful. Let's go back to the PowerPoint now that I've showed you how powerful it is. Okay, so productivity. So the next part of productivity is you can have this Copilot or ChatGPT in your Word documents or your Docs if you are a Google Doc, Doc slides and Google World. So let's just show you what I mean. So if I go over here to my Word, so on my Word, okay, so on my Word document, oops, I'm not in Word. I apologize. Let me go back to Word. Where did it go? So this is Microsoft Word, okay? So you go to Word, and on Word, you click on your, you click on it to open it, and then you got to click on Account. And then when you go to Account, you're going to see Update License. You have to update your license. Your Microsoft 365 is the one I use. So you have to update your options. So I've already done that, your license. So once you update your license now, you will then find that your Copilot is part of your Microsoft, and it's part of your Word, your Excel, and your PowerPoint. So if you use that world, Microsoft 365, you can go to Update License. You have to do that first. And then once you've done that, and now you go into one of your, let's go into this one. You go into one of your documents, you will find this here. When I did the workshop, that wasn't there. So it's there now, Copilot. So, and then you click on Open Copilot and it opens it. Sure, it does. It opens it. I don't want to schedule back up. There it goes. It opens the Copilot on the side here. So I can summarize this document. I can ask a question about this document. So I can ask questions about the document, or I can ask it to, improve on a rewrite. So as you saw, I highlighted this and it came up rewrite with Copilot. So it's writing a new draft. So if there's something you're not comfortable with, it's going to come in and write a new draft for you. Or you can tell it, so here's a new draft, a Google listing, especially through Google My Business, now a part of the Google Business Profile, is valuable for several reasons. It generally improves your business visibility, especially for local searches. When potential clients look for services or products you provide, a complete and optimized Google listing can make your business show up at the top of the listings in the Google map, or a local block of businesses that appear in the search results, because I don't have a location, so mine just appears as a block of businesses that are also in the service area of what I do. So cool. So here's reasons why it'll help you. And so I have reasons why it'll help me down there. So then it gives you, well, if you don't like that one, maybe you like this one. So it gives you different rewrites on what you just gave it. Perhaps this one is a better rewrite for you, or this one's a better rewrite for you. So I'm going to click on this one and it replaces it. So now I've got Copilot in my Microsoft Word. That's so powerful. So I can say summarize this document if I'd like. I could ask questions about the document. So you can even come here and I could do that whole question I had earlier about how do I scale up my business. So I can ask that question. You're an expert in business development. How do I do everything I did before? So let's see it answering that within the side panel of what I'm working on. So it could be something that perhaps I'm writing a business plan or replying to a grant, and this would be helpful because maybe I'm showing how I'm going to scale my business. And so then what I've said, according to one way to expand your business is to create and optimize your Google listing on your gift store, for your gift store. So you can see the answer is very different because it's tailored to what this document is about. Pretty cool, right? So it's telling me how to grow my business based on my Google listing. very powerful. Because remember, the last time we asked this question on Copilot, we were just on the browser. So it gave me all sorts of general ideas on how to grow my business. Now that I'm asking it in this context, it's giving me specific ideas on how to grow my business based on a Google listing. Create your Google listing, fill in all the key elements, keep your listing up to date, manage. And so it's giving us really good content that I could use in this document. Nice, right? So you're going to find now that when I go to when I come here and I go to, whoops, I apologize. Home, you go here. I thought there it is. So when I go on the home tab on PowerPoint where I am, I can click on this and the Copilot shows up over here. So I could ask it to add slides on a specific topic. I could ask it to summarize this presentation. I could ask it to organize this presentation. So let's organize this presentation. So I'm going to click on organize this presentation. So working on a response. So what it's going to do, it's going to go into the presentation and look at what my topics are. And it's going to move things around if I have things on the topics, kind of random all over the place. It's going to put them together. And then it's also going to give me subheadings along the way, subheading slides that introduce the topic. So it's still working on it because that was a big ask. That's 67 slides. So it's working on organizing this presentation, which for me, I find amazing because I'll go in and I bring in information and content that I know I need, but sometimes it's not in the it's not logical for whoever's looking at the presentation until I go through it several times, and it takes me several hours to organize my presentation. So it's added an introduction slide. It's added an AI productivity slide. It's added integration with Canva slide. It's added a whole bunch of slides that will make it easier for whoever's looking at this presentation to actually read this presentation. So let's look at the first one. This one, AI productivity. So it's put that in for me right here. And it's right, I didn't have an introduction to AI productivity. I just went right from here to this location. Then what it did was introduction to AI. It put this in here, introduction to AI. So not sure I would want that. So I could take that out. 25, let's look at what it did for 25. Slide 25. It's put in an integration with Canva and Zoom. So it went from here, which makes sense because I'm talking about Excel and talking about Copilot, and I have a bunch of videos for you here to figure out how to use it with Copilot and how to use ChatGPT. And then here it's given me another transition slide, I'll call it. So I'm just thrilled about what it's doing here. So I can go yes, or I can say, I don't accept these. And so I'm really happy with what it's done. So so I wanted to share that with you. Market research, business plan, that was one I already had in there. So very nice. Well, here's another transition. So I went from social media posts to social media posts, and it's giving me this. I think that's in the wrong place. So don't take it. Sometimes it will do things that aren't correct. This should be up one. But it's a nice transition slide, something I didn't think of. So I'm just thrilled with this option in PowerPoint as well. Slide break. So here I was saying that there would be a break in my above. When I said my agenda, I indicated that there would be a break after here, and it reminded me and put in the break slide. So very cool. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I will now show you the productivity in Excel. it will blow your mind away. So if I go to Excel and open up Microsoft Word Excel, and let's just open up a workbook. And as you can see, Copilot is right here. So I click on it and it says, autosave is turned on, okay, whatever. Oh, for goodness sake, this is what we'll call it. So now I've brought the Copilot thing right here, or whatever. So since I don't have any content in here, if I had columns and columns and columns, I could start using it right away. But it's saying start with a table. So it's telling you what you need to do. So it also will let you use an example table. So I'm going to put in a table as an example so I can show you how to use it here. And let me just put looks on Morse. So now this is the example table. So it's saying, okay, so would you like to add a formula, highlight, sort? Well, let's analyze. Or I could say show data insight. So data insights, show suggestions for a formula. How do I highlight and so let's just show data insights. So I'm clicking on this, show data insights. It's looking at my data and it's going to, almost there, I'll show you what it's going to do. It's pretty cool. It's going to look at this data. And what I found fascinating is I can click on show data insights and it sees things that I didn't see in this data. And so this is, here's a chart that shows you launch revenue by launch. And so this is the chart. So I'm going to say add a new sheet. So it's put this chart that it's just analyzed on a new sheet for me. So it's giving me launch date, summary of revenue. Very nice, right? So that's pretty cool. So, okay, so this is helpful. I could use this. So I'm going to go in a business plan, or I could use this to give to my AGM. So I go back to table and I see, go show me another insight. Can I see another insight? So I click on this and now it's given me another insight. Total users targeted by campaign type. So these are the different campaign types. So it looks like I've got customer experience campaign type, visual marketing campaign type, and brand marketing campaign type. Interesting. So, okay, go back to table and show me another insight. So I can do this. I was shocked how many insights are in one set of data that you may have missed. And so this is showing me the summary of budget, launch date. So it's pretty amazing. Okay. So now let's just say I want to, let me see if I can figure this out. I want to split, add foreign columns. Say I want to split this. Let me see if I can do it. If I want to take this and let's see. Sort and filter. So let me see if I can add a column. You can quickly add a new column. I know I can split it, but I'm just trying to figure out how I can split it. Done. Add a budget column that outlines. So this added a column. So that's okay. I didn't really want to do that. Change topic. Change topic, working on it. What I want to do is split this. And so suggestions, how can I highlight and filter? This highlight, try bold the top 10 values. So it gives you different ways that you can highlight and filter, show items, bold the first column. So, okay. But I want to split. Now I'm stuck on that, but I want to split the, okay, so you know what? I think you can just ask it. Oh, it's making changes to my finishing up. show some of the items. Okay, so what I want to do is please add a column of owner first name. So now I'm speaking it as language, and let's see what happens. Please add a column of owner's first name. I'm going to say campaign owner, so it knows what I'm talking about. Campaign owner first name. So why did I say campaign owner? Because that's what the title is right there. So I'm going to please add this column. I'm working on Excel table. I already have data. Oh, I asked it. Change topic. Okay, let's change topic. Working on it. Ask a question. I'm trying to ask a question. A moment, please. Okay, so you can see what I was doing. I had it highlighted here, and it was just on a um, on a cell on its own, and it doesn't know what does it want me to do. So what I'm doing now is I'm saying please. So please add a column of the campaign owner first name. So I had to highlight it, and let's see if it understands. So working on it. Almost there. Generating formula suggestions. So it's giving me the formula that it's going to use. Extract the first name of the campaign owner by splitting the campaign owner column, and then it's giving you and so if I say insert column, that's where it would go, and it gives me also the um, equation it would use. Very cool, right? So here you go. So I'm going to insert column. So now it's inserted the column. So you don't have to understand and know how to create these equations in this case, but you're able to go in and just ask it what you'd like. And I think that's pretty amazing. So those are some of the things I wanted to show you on Excel. I actually love the fact that it gives you insights and all those charts. And here are the charts that we put in earlier. And that I love the fact that you can go in and talk to it, and it comes back with the equation, and it actually will do what you say and give you a chance to insert that column and back in Excel language, but then it gives you the ability to put it in and understand. So that's very cool. If you're not using Copilot and you're using GPT for Excel, what's really cool about that one is you click on it and where'd it go? Doesn't matter. Okay, so fabulous tool. I'm hoping that you enjoy this summary of how to use it on Excel. Okay, so let's go back to the PowerPoint um, and go back up here. So I've given you a couple of videos that you can look at that will also show you how to do what I just showed you to do. And we also have integration with Canva and Zoom. So Canva is huge. We'll do that later on in a video on its own. There's all sorts of things you can do with Canva, such as AI animation, AI logos. So there's all sorts of cool things you can do there. And I'm sure when I go there, there'll be things that I hadn't even seen before. And that's how often it changes from current slide. And then the next thing was Zoom. A lot of us in that workshop used Zoom. So if you go to your Zoom, you go down to your settings in Zoom, and then it opens up the AI companion. And there you scroll down and you check off these, have AI work as a recording the highlights. So it actually, when you're in the Zoom and you need someone to take minutes, it will take the minutes for you. And the minutes are amazing because it actually writes down everything that people are saying and then actually check off smart chapters, because then it'll also summarize it into smart chapters, things that go together. And then next steps. I absolutely love the next steps because it will, for you at the end, itemize the next steps, who it is that said they were going to do what by when. The next one, who said they're going to do what by when. So these next steps are really powerful. So I think that's about it. So the next video, we're going to be talking about market research.